everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today I've got a plans video for you. So I've kind of been a little bit all over the place a little bit with the channel recently. I don't feel like I've been charging forth with a plan like I normally do, but I also feel like I'm in a season of my life right now where that has to be the case. So I've got a couple of things. Number one, I've done another thrifting venture. It was the first of the month this past Saturday, and my partner in crime and I went back and hit the half price sales at the Goodwill again and got some really, really good deals. Anyway, if you guys would like to see another thrifting haul, I thought about bringing her on as a special guest so you can kind of see the stuff that she grabbed versus the stuff I grabbed and kind of what we plan on doing with it. She's not a seamstress. She, I mean, she does sew, but her stuff will be just minimal alterations. Most of the stuff, it's just styling it a certain way. Anyway, if that's something you're interested in, give me a holler and let me know down in the comments below, and I can definitely have that video for next week. So for this week, I just went thrifting again, and so I've got a nice little haul of things that I have thrifted that I really want to get either sewn up or altered so that I can actually be wearing them. Also, I've been battling my, I've got some health issues and stuff that kind of come and go. I have some autoimmune responses to certain foods, of which I haven't been eating any, but I've definitely been having some bloating and that kind of thing. Not really bloating. It's more organ swell because it's not an uncomfortable bloated feeling. Anyway, I won't go into it. But comfort has been key lately. That and with my children's schedule here recently, I am very run down. I know I've said that in the past couple of videos. I just have not been able to catch up and get up to that. So long story short, I am in the mood to do some comfort sewing. So I noticed that when I get really run down, my creativity tanks. I also need my bangs cut, so that happens on Friday. I also notice my creativity just tanks when I am tired, when I am run down, when my tank is running on empty. And I really felt that pull like the past, I don't know, week and a half, and I need sewing. Sewing is what pumps me back up and fills me back up, but I just haven't been in the mood. I've been on some deadline sewing for a few projects that that are in the works that you guys will get to see a little bit later, and I just need some comfort sewing. I no longer have comfort food to turn to, which used to be my go-to, because I'm allergic to all of it, basically. Anything that qualifies as comfort food. When you take gluten and dairy out of the mix, it really limits your comfort food there. So I want to do some comfort sewing. And what is comfort sewing? Basically sewing with a lot of knits. A lot of elastic waistbands. I just want to be kind to both myself and my body without sacrificing style. So on Friday, you're going to see I sewed up my sequined skirt, and it is amazing. And I'm going to show you 5 ways that I'm planning on styling it on Friday, but it's elastic waistband. So I'll talk more about that on Friday. But today, I'm going to make a little module. So a lot of this is sticking kind of with the same colors that I've been working on in my previous fall modules, but this is going to be kind of and not all of it's thrifted. I do have, well, everything but one. I do have one piece that I'm making from just fabric yardage, although it's part of the fabric I got in Chicago, and so I got a really good deal on it. So it's kind of like thrifted, but I'll actually be making that from scratch. So I have a topper, 3 tops, or good gracious, what am I trying to say? I have one topper, it's a blazer that needs some alterations. I've thrifted it. I have 2 bottoms, a skirt, and a pair of pants, and I have 3 tops. So let's delve in and kind of talk about it. Now, you will notice I am using patterns from both, for the things that I'm actually using patterns for, Itch to Stitch and Love Notions. And I just want to put a disclaimer, I have affiliate links with both of those pattern companies, which means I get a commission if you buy the pattern through the link down below. I just want to assure you, I will not be strictly using patterns from these pattern companies, you know, I guess with the thought of getting, you know, more commission from that. But I have just been recently introduced to the Love Notions especially. I made the Rhapsody blouse and hacked it for Sew My Style in September, which you guys still haven't seen, and I will be showing that to you here soon. It was also a Minerva make, so I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of Minerva makes you haven't seen on here yet. But fell in love with it. She does cup sizes in both her wovens and in her knit fabrics. or her knit patterns. She has a very good price point, as does Itch to Stitch. I'm just very passionate about both of them. Obviously they're independent pattern designers, and so supporting the little guy is always something I'm passionate about, but again, they have really good price points. Love Notions does a $5 deal of the week, and it'll be one of their patterns will be down to $5. So if you follow her on Instagram or on her newsletter, you'll get updates on what that pattern is for the week. And I mean, it's a really great deal. But they both Itch to Stitch and Love Notions have just really good price points. And so I've just been doing some exploring of both of those a little bit more, which is why I'm sewing a few more of their patterns, just because I've been just really impressed with the fit on both of them. And I've actually been printing them off. I haven't even been sending. They both do come with copy shop files, which I normally do for PDF patterns, but I've been printing both of these out. I've discovered the layering feature. I got so used to sending the copy shop files off. I have not cut apart and taped together a PDF pattern in forever. But I had to for Itch to Stitch because I've done some pattern testing for her, and you only get the PDF pattern. You don't get the copy shop file when you're doing pattern testing for her. So I've had to trim and tape together, and I discovered the layer feature, which means you can go in Acrobat and you can pick just the sizes you want to print off. So if you're blending between, let's say, 2 sizes. For instance, in Itch to Stitch, I usually do, sometimes I can do a straight size 8 with a D cup, but sometimes I have to grade out to a 10 at the waist, and usually if it's a dress, I'll just leave it at a 10 for the hip, even though really my waist measurement's a 10, and then my top is an 8 with a D cup and my bottom's an 8, but a lot of times I'll just stick with the 10. I'd rather have a little bit more ease in that area than not enough. But I can just print off those 2 sizes. So you don't have a million lines that you're trying to like trace and follow. I just had no idea. And then Love Notions also does that. And then they have the, you print it off and you don't have to trim the paper. It goes to the ends of the margins and you're lining up just lines, so you don't have to even get the scissors out. It's just taping together and laying things. Anyway, it's a lot easier than it used to be. So I'm kind of coming around a little bit more to the instant gratification of printing it off. And we just got a new printer, and we have free ink for the first 4 months, because we do like a ink subscription, I guess now. Everything's subscription anymore. So anyway, I've been printing off my patterns. So that was very long-winded to say that I'm using Itch to Stitch and Love Notions patterns for this little module, where I am using patterns. I'm not using patterns for everything. All right, so let's get started with the topper first. Okay, and I will talk more about this if I do my thrifting haul. I just thrifted this jacket. This is an Eddie Bauer blazer. Is this not gorgeous? Okay, so I want you to look at the colors though. Most red plaid I find it's black. It's red with a little bit of black, sometimes some yellow. Maybe it'll have navy, but I love the warm nature of this plaid. So it's got kind of a tan in there and then an olive. That's an olive in there. And then it's got this warmer red. It's definitely red, but it goes a little bit warmer. And I'm just loving this color with my hair. In fact, I feel like my colors have changed a little bit. There's actually some gray in here too, in this stripe, or the plaid. My colors have changed a little bit now that my hair is darker, and actually it'll be darker when you see me after Friday because she's gonna touch me back up. It's kind of lightened up. The old highlights are kind of starting to bleed through a little bit, which she said would happen. So I'll be going a little bit darker again, but I feel like my colors have changed, just not drastically, but a little bit. I'm finding I like warmer neutrals on me a little bit better now than the cooler ones, so I'm kind of steering away from the navies and grays a little bit and more towards the camels and the chocolate browns, which is interesting. So I'm thinking of having my colors done again, maybe when I get some Christmas money. Maybe doing the online version with Christy Russell. We'll see. Keep you posted on that. But anyway, this blazer, it is actually a little bit, it's too big for me. The sleeves are really too long, so I'm gonna have to shorten the sleeves on these. But I love this as like a boyfriend blazer, as like a relaxed, real easy to throw on boyfriend blazer. And you guys know that I am a little bit obsessed with blazers because this does fall a little bit longer. It's single-breasted. I loved the plaid. I just think it's so fun. So yeah, I'm gonna wear it as like a slouchy boyfriend blazer. And I think I'm just going to need to, I mean, the shoulders are a little bit big on me, but again, for a boyfriend blazer, you kind of want that. They kind of, you know, they don't sit right, you know, it's not as tailored as like a normal blazer would be. So, yeah, I'm just, Yeah, it's 100% wool, lining's acetate. So yeah, I'm literally just gonna shorten the sleeves on this. And there's no buttonholes cut into for the sleeves, so I'll be able to shorten those pretty easily. And actually, there's a moth hole down here that I'll probably completely get rid of because of how much I need to shorten the sleeves. Because again, I have short arms. But I'm very excited about this, and this is gonna get me to get this altered so I can actually get to wear it. So that is the topper for this module. Also, if you don't know what modules are, it's a term that Christy Russell on YouTube, I'll pop all the stuff down in the description box below, but she styles her clients. She's a stylist, a YouTube stylist, and sees clients and stuff in person. But that's how she shops for her clients, is in modules, which is one topper, which is a blazer, a jacket, a cardigan, that kind of thing. 2 bottoms, skirts, pants, whatever, shorts, and then 3 tops. And then with those 6 pieces, you can mix and match to form 12 outfits. And when you add 2 coordinating modules together, it comes up to like 72 outfits, if everything goes with everything else. So that's kind of how I like to sew in order to make sure that things have, that they make my closet is cohesive. I am definitely not a minimalist, but if I have these modules and different ones in my closet, then things can mix and match and go together really easily. So, I don't have one, I don't know, lime green piece that maybe I love, but it doesn't go with anything else in my closet, so then it never gets worn. So anyway, yeah, I just try and make things or shop for things, even when I'm thrifting, things that kind of go in the same like color family and that sort of thing. And again, not everything belongs in the same color family. I have multiple sets of color families, but they can kind of mix and go in and out and that kind of thing. It's a module. It's a building blocks, kind of Legos for your closet. Think of it that way. Everything can kind of build on everything else. All right. For the bottoms, again, you will see this in the thrifting video I do with my friend. So this is technically like a blush pale pink skirt. It's got an asymmetrical hem. It's the brand is H is for Halston, so or H by Halston. So I'm guessing this is like a lower end Halston skirt. It's gonna be way too big. Although I say that. Do you ever do that? Hold up like a pair of pants. You're like, oh my gosh, these are gonna be huge. And then you try and put them on and you're like either fits perfectly or it's too snug. And you're like, oh, never mind. But it does have a little bit of a hole in the knit right underneath the waistband, which is fine because this needs to be, yeah, right there. This needs to be shortened quite a bit anyway. And it's got an asymmetrical hem. And skirts, for me, I'm too short to have much of a difference. Like high-low hems always get me, asymmetrical hems get me, because I just don't have a lot of leg to play with. So in order for you to keep the proportion, the short part has to be super short in order for the long part not to be like dragging the floor, if that makes sense. So a lot of times I'll just, chop hems off and make them equal. But basically, so this is like a blush pink, but when you have it with the blazer, it definitely comes across as more of that kind of a tan that kind of goes pink, like a beige kind of, if that makes sense. Anyway, I love the blazer with the skirt. I think it's gonna be fantastic. I'm going to use the Sybil skirt pattern. I'll pop a picture up here from Love Notions Patterns. The other thing that I'm discovering with Love Notions is really new to me. Itch to Stitch was new to me this summer and I've been sewing a ton of her stuff. Absolutely love it. Love Notions I was just introduced to last month and I am like, calm down, Whitney. Like I need to stop and like take a minute. You can't buy all the things, stop. But I bought this Sybil skirt for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was looking for a knit skirt for my sequins, and I actually used this pattern for my sequin skirt that you'll see on Friday. And two, I'm looking for elastic waist. I'm looking for things that I can easily wear and not have to worry about my fluctuation in waist measurements. Again, my waist measurement can fluctuate on a daily basis 3 inches. It can be a 32 one day and a 35 the next. It just depends on whatever my body is like going through on that morning. And sometimes I can't even pinpoint why. But I love a nice flat knit elastic waistband, and that's what this is, and that's what this skirt pattern also definitely has, because again, I've made it. So I'm thinking of doing, I'm not sure, but again with the Love Notions patterns, she has a ton of variations. She'll have different necklines, different sleeve lengths, where you can almost create, sky's the limit. Same thing with this skirt pattern, and not only that, she has a knit sheath dress called the Tessa Sheath, I'll leave a link to it below as well. But you can, and it's a one piece. It does not have a waist seam, but she has her patterns where you can line up the waist seam of this skirt pattern with the bodice, you know, with the, it's a whole dress piece of that Tessa sheath, and basically create different bottoms, halves of that sheath dress. So it would be the same upper body, and it would still be one piece, but yeah, she talks all about that, how easy it is to change out any of these skirts, the Sybil skirt, with that dress. You could have the asymmetrical. It's just genius. Anyway, so I bought that one too. Very bad. But I'm gonna make one of the skirts with this. Maybe the flare, just something kind of flirty, although maybe the trumpet one too. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, this knit is just gorgeous and it feels like butter. And I think I can definitely lose some length, so I can drop the waist down and play around with that, and get rid of the hole that was there. And again, I'll talk more about that in my thrift haul, but I got that for a ridiculous price. Both those things, actually. All right, for my second pair of bottoms, whoops, I'm going to be making the Mountain View pull-on jeans by Itch to Stitch. And I'll pop up there. I bought this denim, and you guys saw this if you watched my Chicago haul. I will leave a link up to the video up here. But I bought this literally $4.95 a yard. It is not expensive. This pattern, it's a pull-on jean pattern, and it's boot cut. However, she has very good instructions on how to take it from boot cut to skinny jean just by like pinning it on yourself. Like you make them up and you can pin it on yourself, which then you could transfer over to your pattern. So then you just have a skinny pattern in addition to the boot cut. But I'm not going to make a muslin. I mean, this is going to be a wearable muslin. So I'll probably just make these up as is and then pin out the excess from the top of the knee down to make it into a skinny pull-on jean. Very excited. I really hope this works out. I'm very excited. The pattern calls for at least 20 to 30% stretch. This has a little over 20, probably close to 30 when I measured it. So I think this should work. I don't know how the recovery is going to be in this denim. Again, I only paid $5 a yard. I think I bought 2 yards because I just thought, why not? Which is more than enough. So anyway, I'm going to make the Mountain View pull-on jeans with this. And they're going to kind of be a wearable muslin. But I'm just very intrigued by the thought of, because that's one thing. I love my Dawn jeans. I love that rigid denim. I just feel really good when I'm wearing them, and I'd like to make more pairs. But right now, if my waist is swollen, I feel like I'm being cut in half when I button them. Again, nothing else fluctuates. Like my hips are fine. It just gets up to the waist and it's like, ah. So pull-on jeans are so attractive to me right now. I can't even like, and if these work, I'll probably just buy some of the Robert Kaufman. He has a super stretch or something like that, which a lot of people make the ginger jeans out of, I know. So that may be on a list down the road if I can get these pull-on jeans to work out well. Okay. For my tops, I'm going very neutral with these. So you saw this in my last thrift haul. This is my men's cashmere v-neck sweater. Again, I'm pretty sure it was probably washed because I think this says like a men's large, extra large, and there's no way this is a men's extra large. Like it's clearly been shrunk a little bit, but it's beautiful chocolate brown, which I'm doing. I mean, I love chocolate brown on me right now, right? It's like one of my favorite neutrals. So I just can't get enough of it. So I'm going to keep the neckline. I'm going to keep it a v-neck. I literally might just go in. I'll probably need to shorten the sleeves. I mean, I'll try it on, but I'll probably need to shorten the sleeves a little bit, which probably will mean I'll just cut these off because these are obviously knitted on, but I'll cut these off and then just reattach them. So then there'll just be a seam where the knitted cuff connects to the shirt. And I don't know if I'll shorten the body of it at all or not. So yeah, and I may, again, I don't know that I'll do much of anything other than just wear it as an oversized sweater. So it's waiting to be seen what I need to do with this. I posted a video on 10 different street style looks for fall. And a couple of the things had like the oversized, really chunky sweater that's very tucked into looser or tighter bottoms I really like, or even wider bottoms. I have so much still to show you. I have so many, so the looks from that, those street style looks that I made that I'm very excited about showing you. And I'll be using some commercial patterns for that. Actually, there's a simplicity pattern I would actually like to do a sew along for and make all 4 pieces of it. But we'll wait and see on that. We'll talk about sew alongs at the end. Let me finish this first. Okay, for my other two tops, I have these two mock turtlenecks. They're Croft and Borrow. They're both extra large. The cotton is just really, really nice. And I have kind of this mossy green, which makes my eyes go a little green. This is actually a fantastic color on my daughter, but... And then I have kind of this milk chocolatey brown. So I want to do, and these are big, but they're cotton. And again, the cotton's in pretty good shape. You know, it doesn't look worn or anything. But I want to do, for one of these, the Love Notions Classic Tee. And this was just re-released up from, I think she does extra small, I think is the smallest size, all the way up to 5X. And she just released it into the upper realms. But this classic tee pattern comes with a full bust front. So if you have anything 4 inches or above for your bust, you have a separate front you can use, depending on your size, to basically do like a full bust adjustment on a t-shirt pattern, which is like, I have the Cashmere Concord tee, and I love that. I have just, you know, when I lost all of the weight with everything, I fell out of her size range. So I'm very excited to try this Love Notions one. And what I want to do with this one, with the brown one, is I want to do that t-shirt with the crew neck, but instead of doing the band, I'm going to add a turtleneck onto it, which is basically just the band, and I'm just going to lengthen it so that it can fold over, because I really want a brown turtleneck in my stash. And I think from what I've seen other people who have made this shirt, it's a little more relaxed than like my Rowans. This is a Rowan I have on, a Megan Nielsen Rowan turtleneck that I've got on right now, and it's really close fitting, which is fine for layering, but I would like one that's not quite as close fitting, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to make the Love Notions Classic Tee, and I'm going to hack my own turtleneck onto the crew neck version of this, and either do 3/4 length sleeves or full length sleeves. So, do that with that. And then I have two green tops here. So I have this one, and I can't decide. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I want to make the Itch to Stitch Uvita pattern, which is a free pattern, by the way. So I'm going to just try both of these on. I just love the pattern in this sweater. It's got like this grid. These are all thrifted. And these were thrifted a long time ago. I've had these in my stash for quite a while. This is Croft and Borrow as well. But this is just a men's large. But I love the Uvita pattern by Itch to Stitch is a free pattern, and I just haven't made it up yet. But it has a drop shoulder on it, which might, you know, work out well for this pattern, or for this oversized men's sweater. So I would like to make a Uvita out of one of these. And then out of the other one, I may just do another classic tee if I really like the way that fits. I don't know that I'll do a turtleneck. I may just do like a scoop neck or a V-neck out of the other one, but I'm just gonna basically use it as fabric for layering pieces. So that's it, guys. That is my thrifted, autoimmune, comfortable module for you all. So yeah, I should have this sewn up probably pretty quickly, because a lot of this is some pretty, well, knits sew up so quickly anyway. And the blazer, I just need to do some tweaks to it, really just shorten the sleeves, and then I'm hopeful that the jeans are going to be a somewhat fairly quick sew. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will have this little finished module for you. Okay, coming up Friday, I've got my sequined skirt that I made up that I kind of told you all about. So I'm going to sneak that in. I have a whole bunch of Minerva Crafts makes. I'm just going to do a video, I think, on Minerva Crafts makes that I've done, and kind of talk you through a few of those that have been on their blog but that you haven't seen yet. I mean, I have quite a few. So yeah, that will be a video coming up. I am still planning on doing some sew-alongs. I am out of town and have some family in town, so I did say mid-October, but it may be more beginning of November. But I do want to add that third day, and I have like a whole bunch of ideas. I had talked about doing my sister's coat at some point, which probably won't be the first one that I do. I want to deconstruct this men's leather jacket and then make it into a leather jacket for myself. I thought that would be a fun sew-along, and that's the McCall's 8011, I think, that I was looking at for doing for that one. And then the Simplicity 8289, I think, maybe. I'll write it down here what it is. But that's the kimono style top that I made for my Minerva Crafts module back in like August. And I wear that top so much and I love it so much. And I had pinned one of the outfits that I had pinned for the street style outfits that I really enjoyed. Was basically that pattern. It was a pair of cropped pants with like a kimono style really dress. So I haven't decided, I mean, I do want to make the dress. And I bought some Ponte for the pants. I'm gonna make them elastic waist, but they're gonna be cropped and wide leg just like the inspiration pick. So that's gonna be kind of, I thought it might be kind of fun to do all 4 of the pieces. The pattern includes a top, a dress, a pair of pants, and a skirt, like a pencil skirt. So I thought that might be kind of fun to do, maybe, I don't know, to do maybe all of them. So let me know what you think. That's kind of my ideas. And that would be a good, like, getting back into sew-alongs, doing a whole bunch of knit pieces. So yeah, let me know what you think. But yes, Friday we've got the pencil skirt, and then next week I'm gonna be showing you some Minerva Crafts makes that I've been working on, and then hopefully we can do some more Sew the Look from those fall pictures that I had penned. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.